Today I'm going to demonstrate how to put on a polo wrap. First thing that you want to do, let's start with the Velcro. Make sure that you roll this up if it's not already. You Velcro it down, roll it tight. These are a little bit dirty. I haven't used them in a long time. Roll it even, tightly. And if you can't see behind me, we're going to use Leo again today. He's very curious about what's going on around him. Position this as best as I can. If it falls, I'm going to have to start over. So, you want to start up here and kind of on the inside. In the front, you always want to pull with the cannon bone. You're going to wrap twice and then start wrapping down. Again, you only pull and tighten it at the cannon bone side. And you get down here, I'll leave it like that. You want to pull down and around and back up. And then you're going to figure eight it. And what I mean by figure eight is you're going to go sort of up and around. And then pull back up. And then start wrapping back up. You want to leave kind of, it's about an inch, half an inch, something like that, in between every roll. Get it nice and even. Pull at the cannon bone. You don't want any wrinkles or anything like that in them. You always want to go counterclockwise. I'm going counterclockwise right now and pulling from the outside, or from the inside out. And then I'm going to attach my Velcro. Turn the camera around so that you can see. No wrinkles. Oh, I know. I'm not asking you to pick your foot up. No wrinkles, no nothing like that. It comes down and around the most important part of your wrap. It's Velcroed on the inside. Easy to take back off. And when you're taking it back off, you want to go ahead and wrap. This is something I didn't do last time I had it. You want to go ahead and wrap it. I'm not asking you to pick your foot up, sir. And it's a lot easier to do with one hand or with two hands, but you're just going to go ahead and wrap it back in as you're taking it off. I'm going to show it again. A little quicker. Start on the inside, pull at the cannon bone. You're going to wrap twice. You're going to come down. Make sure you don't have any wrinkles. That's the hardest part for me, is I haven't done this in a while, like I said. You're going to come down about half an inch and wrap. When you get down here, you're going to wrap down. Like I said, this is the most important part. This is what we're trying to protect. And back up. You're going to do kind of a figure eight. Do it again. I'm getting hay all in it. And you're just going to wrap up. Like I said, no wrinkles. Only pull at the cannon bone. Nice even polo wrap. These are for trails or normal riding. Never for a standing bandage, which I'm about to cover in a hilarious way. And Leah's going to hate me for it. But yes, and then as you're pulling it off, like I said, a lot of people just pull them off. I don't use polo wraps very often. And usually I pull mine off as I'm wrapping because you can still keep them pretty tight. And it makes unwrapping them and wrapping them back up much easier, more efficient. Wouldn't do it if you have an impatient horse, though. Leo's just perfect. Done. Now our standing bandage is going to be a little funny because my truck and my trailer are both in the shop right now. So I don't have a vehicle to go get more cast padding, which is what I use for standing bandages. And all of mine is in my trailer. So it would be really convenient if somebody got an injury or something, wouldn't it? So I'm going to use a roll of toilet paper to just show what I'm doing here. It's not something that I would use ever when doing a standing bandage and it's not really all that thick, but it is quilted cotton, so same idea. And vet wrap. Ever so trustful vet wrap. I've made like 4 attempts at this already. Toilet paper is awful to use for this. Remind me never ever to have to for some odd reason. Okay, so on the horse's left leg, you're going to go counterclockwise. On the horse's right leg, you're going to go clockwise. You always want to pull at the cannon bone. Same as with the polo wrap. This is not going to be a very tight bandage. Too tight, actually, in the horse world can cause a lot of problems, such as cutting off circulation, things like that. I'm not even restarting this time. Too loose can cause rubbing, can cause abrasions, anything like that, due to the fact that the bandage moves. I'm doing my best with this, and it is awful. Absolutely awful. I missed my cast padding. This is terrible. I'm so happy you're good. So, as I said in my last 15 blooper videos, you want to start below any joints. You don't ever want to start on the fetlock joint. You don't ever want to start on the knee, nothing like that, because joints can do what I'm doing here and loosen or tear bandages. If this happens one more time, I'm using a polo wrap as a bandage. So my bandage example, do not do that. It's supposed to be tighter than that. My bandage example is going to be for just a pastern injury or trying to cool out or heat up a pastern injury. So you just want to do spirals up and down. You don't want to spiral too much. You don't want to go down too much because you can create wrinkles, and it's the worst decision I've ever made for school. I'm so sorry, teacher. And for anybody who sees this on YouTube. Spiraling up too much can cause wrinkles, such like that. I used to be a vet tech, so we got all kinds of lessons on bandaging, and trust me, none of them were ever with toilet paper. So in a real horse bandage, that's going to attach either on its own or with sticky. Where I use cast padding, it kind of attaches to itself. Not the same way that vet wrap does, but it does. And usually it's about a 1/2 inch thick. So it's a lot thicker than toilet paper when it's done. It's a brand new thing of vet wrap. I hate using brand new vet wrap, especially when you actually have an injury, so you're all nervous and scared and freaking out and can't get the daggone stuff undone. So with vet wrap, you want to start about 1/2 inch below where the bandage ends, or the bandage padding itself ends. And like a polo wrap, you do have to pull to tighten vet wrap. And you always want to pull at the cannon bone. And you want to go ahead and pull out your slack with vet wrap, because this stuff is really sticky and really hard to pull the slack out of. So you want to pull out your slack every time you're at the cannon bone. Right here. Because you don't want to pull it out on those tendons. You don't want to be tight on those tendons. You don't want to cause any inflammation, circulation cut off, anything like that. And like I said, same as up top, you're going to leave a little bit down here at the bottom so that you're, again, not cutting off anything, nothing like that. You want to avoid any wrinkles. I've actually got one right now, so I'm going to go back and fix it. Wrinkles are hard to avoid with spiraling. It takes a lot of practice, and apparently I'm out of practice. And see, I didn't have enough slack right there, so I went back and pulled at the cannon bone instead of pulling at the joint. And right here, I'm going to attach it to the cannon bone and, well, usually pull it right off. There we go. Pull it right off. Your actual bandage part doesn't have to be that tight or that thick, because it's just there to hold whatever bandage material you're using into place. And it's going to look kind of like this when it's over. Like I said, it's going to be a lot more, a lot thicker, because you're actually going to have some sort of padding underneath this. But you've got no wrinkles, nothing like that. Not covering up any joints. We got a couple tears because we used toilet paper. It was a good demonstration. Now, if you're using liniment, if it's after a ride and this is a standing stall wrap or something like that, if you're using liniment, you're going to put liniment directly under the bandage. If you're using some sort of, say, triple antibiotic or something like that, you're going to use a piece of gauze with the medical side on it. You're going to attach the medical side to whatever your wound is, whatever like that, and then wrap, then bandage. Poultice, you use any sort of paper bags, saran wrap, stuff like that over top of the poultice, and then this, then this, then this. And shipping, with shipping, I typically don't do this. This is for my barrel horses when they come out of a ring or a hot day, a lot of running, or a horse that I've trail rode the heck out of for the day. But I don't do this for shipping. I have actual shipping boots. Some people do. It can be used for shipping. But I have I have shipping boots that are actually for this. But yes, that's how you wrap a standing bandage. Like I said, do not use toilet paper. That is not something that we typically use in standing bandages. However, I'm kind of stuck. I was hoping all week that I would get my truck back so I could either have my cast padding or go get some. But it's not here, and neither is the trailer, so I'm kind of stuck. And our order for feed has some in it, but it did not come in time for me to upload this video. I learned that last time trying to upload it in the evening. It needs more time to upload. So, this is Leo. This is Harley Beasley, and this is my sad excuse for a standing bandage with toilet paper.